Hi, I'm Jimbob. Welcome to my new server. It's an old server actually. I've had it for a few months now. But I haven't released many videos, none in the last month, and it was getting fewer and fewer. So I decided, I was on a server before, the server closed down, then I was going to transfer over to another server. And ultimately I decided, I'll build my own server, then I could make videos or do what I want whenever I want, so I didn't realize there was a bit of a learning curve to this. Took me a while to figure out how to get all the bugs out. I started off with Direwolf's pack and wound up with the Yogscast pack. That's what this is. It has twice as many mods, but there's less overhead, less performance issues than the Direwolf one I was using, so I'm going to give you a server tour. If I can get this to the right mode. There we are. Okay, let's get my stuff back on. Let's get this back on, just in case I take you to the moon or Mars. Okay, these are my turrets. They say air, I don't know why. They work fine. There are glitches. This is my teleporter. I wish it was changeable for colors so it matched the rest. The feng shui is just thrown way off. So this is the basics. Basic chests here. This is the sort of generic B-approved sorting system. I haven't made like one of the more advanced ME systems. Thermal expansion, galacticraft, mechanism, all your basic stuff. And over here, we'll go through this teleporter. This is my reactor. Basic reactor. It puts out almost 10,000 per tick. Redstone flux per tick, that is. I'm going to turn this off because I was charging these batteries up. As you can see, it's so cold that snow appears on these. And this is just, it runs through a sequence of these resonant energy cells, which can each put out 10,000 per tick. It's all in line. So it'll deplete this one, then this one, then this one. And I got another 3 at my home base here. So basically I just turn the reactor on enough to charge these, and then I'm good for energy. So that's the basics of this system. We'll go down here. We'll take a tour down here. This is just under. The base is up there. So here we have my mob systems. That's a tier 5 blaze spawner. And that is used to get the mob essence right here, which I use for the system over there. But you can see these things just like keep coming down. They get ground up. Their drops get put over here into some better barrels. Turn this off. It's starting to lag. And this one here is a system I use for anything I get in a Safari net. I can put in that there spawner and it'll grind them up with these grinders. And right now it's blizzes in there, so all their drops will go up here. And I'll get snowballs, I'll get blizz rods. Turn that off again. Now if anybody wants to spawn squids in here, you can't just spawn them in because there's no water. So I've added a water button here. That just turns on water. That allows space for squids to spawn. It's a neat little addition that I found I had to make because I wanted dye at the time. So that's all the basics there of those two systems. This is my brother Cordanis's place. He doesn't play on here too often. It's been a while since he's been on. But now we'll go up. Boom. And that's the basics of my area. That's the reactor room where we were at, with the icy cold reactor with snow everywhere. That's the nether portal. That's where eventually I'm going to be doing some Ars Magica. I had begun it, and then there was this big update that changed everything, so I'm going to have to change all that. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm not really much of a magic person. We'll get to this in a second. That's cool. This is where Griff and I started out, also known as the Bluff Boy. Everybody sort of calls him Griff. So that's the end where we started, and he never quite fixed it up. I finished fixing it up a little bit just to make it look better. Oh, come on, open these doors up. See if I can find my way downstairs. Get on the teleporter. Basic setup. Griff built it. I tweaked it a bit. Put a place to put tanks of liquid so it could go straight in. And then I have places here to get glass out. Or I've automated it just a tiny bit. This is sort of Griff's area here. One of his areas. He has a couple of them. So that's the basics. And let's see. I have trouble finding my way to the next one down. I think it's just right here. Okay, yep. This is his barrel system. Really laggy. You come anywhere near Ancient especially, and you just encounter like massive lag. I don't know what these things are, but I'm not going to play with them. We're headed sort of to Last Ancient's place. And he has like a whole bunch of crap under here. That's his cheaty system over there for creating ores that don't exist apparently. Don't know how it works, but I'm going to leave it alone. That's his tank. Mine's a little bigger. His puts out just over 8,000 per tick. And this is one of his quarries that he had set up a while ago. We're going to just teleport right out of here, see if we can get to his house. There we go. Where's his house? There's his house. This is Ancient's house. One of his houses. This is most recent one anyway. And he's done a really good job on this. I mean, it looks pretty snazzy, nifty, snifty. So you get the basic idea of the general layout of this. Oh, of course it has a bathroom. You can use the toilet. Yeah, that never gets old. Sorry about that. A little childish humor. So that's the basics of his house. Let's get out of here. It looks really good. He's done a lot of good stuff with it. Oh, before we do that, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go to the magic tree. This is what both Griff and Bluff are working on. Griff and Bluff, wait a minute, they're the same person. Griff and Ancient. So let's see, you gotta use one of these things. There we are. And they've done a really good job with this. A lot of this decoration is done by Ancient. And this is Bluff's essence area. Apparently he's going to put some sort of fancy mirror that's going to allow him to use the essence over here on this doohickey, which just confuses the hell out of me. It looks like a Rubik's Cube from hell. But we're not going to get into that. That's the basics of what they were working on. That's their tree. They have like all sorts of crap up here. I think this has some of their older stuff. Yeah. Which I don't understand. Do not understand at all. Now we're going to see if this works. I've been having a little bit of trouble with this. So I'll try teleporting there. Okay, it worked. We're back at my base. So let's get this. We're going to put a minecart on here, and I'm going to show you something kind of cool. Now this is something that Generic B, one of the Minecrackers B team people, was working on his Attack of the B team. Never quite got it to work, and the idea was you jump in there and it propels you upwards. Now I either have that happen where I wind up out of it, or I get stuck like this, and the same thing Generic B was having issues with. And it's really difficult to get back out of here after. I usually use the wand and teleport a couple times. There we go. And this, I was told, or he told everybody, this had something to do with the player hard cap limit on servers. Because it doesn't happen in single player. It'll work fine in single player. But the way I figured it out is bounce pads all the way up, facing each other, and use a minecart. This is how I found to get rid of that glitch. Let's see, we'll put ourselves in that mode, and we'll take a little tour, a little trip. And there we go. We went through all those in like a few seconds, all the way up to the height limit for building. And we're still coming down. It goes up to about 403. It shoots me up. That's 256 right there. So it really shoots you up really high. I wish you could do that without the minecart. But it is kind of neat to have the minecart. I won't lie. Let's get out of that mode. Get out of there. Get my minecart back. Put it in my chest. There we go. And there's my turrets. Doing their job over here. Tons of mobs will spawn here. Like hundreds and hundreds of them sometimes. And that turret just keeps them at bay. They're not really necessary. I thought the turrets kind of looked cool. Sort of sitting in front of my base like this, taking care of business. I gotta admit it's cool. So that's my server. It's not very big yet. There's only a few people on it, but it's sort of a private whitelisted server anyways. So in the future I'll have episodes coming out from time to time where I'm building stuff. Trying out new goofy things like this thing. And we'll see what we can do, see what trouble we can get into. So until next time, well, wait a minute. Screw this, I'm going on another ride. I'm going on another ride, I like this. Let's get back into that mode. Whee! Until next time, I'm Jimbob, and I shall see you later.